the issue that we've got right now, Mark, is that Spirit 100% is broken. More and more people are falling into the broken Spirit category every time it happens. And I'm just really worried that the only way the Reserve Bank's going to stop if they turn around and they think, wow, that was a real hard landing. We've got what we've wanted. But it might not have to be that way, you know?
Yeah. Well, we're going to have a new Reserve Bank, potentially a new governor in September, October this year, I think. Be interested to see what the new approach will be. And it's only a few months away. But it'd be interesting to see what the approach is. And what would you say to all those people out there struggling now, Tommy? What would you say to them?
A little bit of what you said a few weeks ago, and that is, I don't think you actually used the exact words, but it's okay to have to sell your property, right? It's okay. We get it. And I feel for the vulnerable people because no one put a gun to their head, but they did encourage them.
Yeah.
They did encourage the most vulnerable people. They might not have put a gun to their head and say, take money and spend it, right? And they did it for 2 years. And now what they're saying is, you're going to have to pay for what you did. But many of them would not have done that without the encouragement.
Correct.
Right? So we're talking about vulnerable people who might not necessarily be getting good financial advice. These are the group of people that are always the most vulnerable in society, right? They might not have access to information. They don't have access to professionals to advise them. What I would say to them is it's totally okay for you to sell your property, forget about ego and pride. If on a practical level it's going to be better for you, you should consider that. The second thing is, thank God, there's a lot of side hustles or overtime at the moment, Mark.
Yeah, plenty of work.
Right? There's plenty of work, right? The third thing I would say is, now's not the time. I'd keep your car 2 more years. Now's not the time to go off and buy the car and do the upgrade, right? Because you're fighting with inflation, the logistic chain problems of getting cars.
You pay too much.
Yeah, and that's not just cars. It's holidays. You'll be paying significantly more to have a holiday, whether you're flying, you know, more overseas than in a state. But even within Australia, I would say do your damn best to get rid of ego expenses. And even if it's a basic, even if it's an accountant, to sit down with them and say, listen, let's do some scenarios. If rates don't go down in February, what's our repayment going to be?
Yeah.
Right? Sit down and do situational analysis and say, what happens there? Because it helps you a lot, Mark, to be able to know, I can cope with worst case scenario. But if you can't cope with worst case scenario, then I'd be selling.